Hey, what's up? Wayne Barron here for darkeffects.net. Welcome to another very exciting Photoshop tutorial. And this one we're going to be talking about how to use the shape tool, how to make the shape tool disappear, and also basically just how to use it and to add text, talk bubbles, and so forth like that into your projects. Something that I just learned recently. I'm still learning a lot about Photoshop and different things about it as I go along, and whatever I learn I try to pass along to those that are would like to learn it as well. So let's go ahead and jump into this one. So let's go ahead and create a new document. Need a faster computer. And we're going to name this one shapes. We're going to have it at 800 by 600. We're going to give it a let's give it a background color, which will make it black. Okay, now the first thing that we want to do, and this is something that you need to remember, is that whenever you use the shape tool, in order to use it properly, you need to have it on its own layer. So if you have 15 different shapes in your project, you need to have 15 different layers. And so the first thing we want to do is that we want to go down here and create a new layer. Make sure that our layer is selected. Go down here and click on the shapes tool, and if you click on the little arrow here, you can go down here and choose different types of shapes that you can load. And right now I've got the talk bubble shape loaded. And so what we're going to choose here is this wicked looking one right here. Okay, now with that one chosen, we're going to come over here and give it let's give it a red color. There we go. Sort of like fire and brimstone type of deal. Working pretty good with our black background. So first thing we want to do, like I said, we've got our layer selected here, and we've got our shape. Hold down the shift key to keep the proportion intact as you draw onto your layer. Okay, once you have that one done, go over here, click on paths, and then go down here to the bottom and click on fill path with foreground color, and that's going to give us our foreground color. Now since that's all that we're going to do with our well, let's see here, we can also add in a stroke. But after we get finished doing that, we want to hit the return key or enter key. And what that's going to do is that is going to complete our shape, and it's going to allow us to edit it or add things onto it. And with that done, you can hide it or unhide it. And then we can also add text to it. And so once our text tool gets up here, let's change our color. Let's give it sort of a grayish color here. Drives you nuts having to wait. Okay, and now click in here and let's hello from Dark Effects. Well, let's bring that over just a little bit. Trying to let the computer catch up with itself. This is really a pain. So then you can put your text wherever you want your text at. And then one easy way to do it is that you can create a folder for each one of your layers. So you can have a folder here, double click on it, name it layer 1, and then take your text and your layer for that one and drag and drop inside of your layer folder. And then you can hide it, and then you can show it again. So let's do this one more time. We're going to do this all in reverse now. Let's go ahead and create a folder, This is going to be our layer 2 folder. We're going to get ourselves a new layer. It's going to go inside of our layer 2. We're going to go over here, click on our shapes tool. We're going to go to here and let's choose film. Okay, and see what we get. And we got this film right here. Okay, let's got our film right there. Go over here to path. Go down to the bottom. We want to fill our path. So now we've got this. We hit our return or enter key. And now we can go in here and add in some text. This is my movie. Let me go up here. And once again, we can hide it. We can show it. And that is basically how you work with your shapes tool. So remember, whenever you use the shapes tool, you always want to create a new layer for your shape. So like I said, if you got 15 shapes in your project, then you would want 15 layers. That way each layer can be hidden if you need it to be hidden, and that way it's a lot better to work with. You can add your text to it, and then you can have different folders, and it's always good to name your folders whatever your layer is. Like if you got a particular name for that layer, like that's layer 1, layer 3 would be this one, so we change this one to layer 3, and then that way you can keep track of what's actually inside of your project. Now, I've looked at a lot of projects before in the past and opened them up and they're a mess. It's got every single thing sitting there, and then you got a couple of folders sporadically thrown around. But also one more thing to keep in mind is that whenever you deal with using these folders and you add in all of your layers inside of the folders, you got to make sure that they're added in the way that they show within your layers palette here. Because if you was to throw them around, like for an example, if you was to have it dropped around like so, to where you got the layers not properly on top of each other or wherever they're supposed to be at, if they're not in order correctly, then it can really mess up your project. So make sure that whenever you're working in your folders, that your layers are going in order the way they're supposed to appear in your project, to make sure that your project is going to turn out the way that you want it to turn out. So once again, this is Wayne Barron for darkeffects.net, and I hope that you enjoyed this quick Photoshop tutorial or tip, however you want to look at it, on how to use shapes and layers. And look forward to creating some more, hopefully really soon. Take care.